Mom find a hoodie in that camper? A
No,
Cabela's camo hoodie?
no idea. I'll ask her tomorrow.
Hmm.
Well,
I just looked for that hoodie to put on, and I couldn't find it, so I put this one on instead.
no, I can't tell you. She hasn't said anything. Which
Bro,
now we
you
didn't.
wearing a Cabela's hoodie?
Yeah, that I used to not fit in it, bro. I can fit in it now. I'll be wearing it.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'll ask her. But when we cleaned the camper out, like I swept it out. She wiped the counters off, grabbed a couple dishes, and went to the house. Like there wasn't much like. But the camper really wasn't that dirty.
I mean, I feel like we did. I mean, we made a solid effort to keep it clean.
We
Now,
did. We
while
started out. We started out strong too. Like we
yeah,
were
we
like
did.
cleaning the dishes and everything, and then it just
But you start getting wore out.
it slowly started getting
Start
worse.
getting wore out.
Worse.
While we were in it, like somebody would have walked into that camper.
Yeah, they'd be
like
like,
Friday, they'd be like,
They're
God
like,
dang.
good God.
y'all sleeping in here? Yeah, actually
Barely.
we are. Yeah, barely. Oh
But-
man, dude, that was that Thanksgiving trip was a lot of fun though. I will say,
you had 2 solid weeks.
Yeah.
buddy, I've
sure.
had some busy. It's been wide open. I will say that for the past 2 weeks for sure. I
You sure
mean,
don't even work anymore. He's living a retirement life.
I know,
Pretty
Going
much.
on a week-long hunting
but-
trip, a week-long fishing trip.
buddy, it's been a while. It's been a ride. I will tell you that. But I ain't gonna lie. I'm ready for some good sleep. Oh
You
my!
didn't get
I
it last
knew.
night?
No, I didn't. Did it
No,
It
not?
did
just-
freeze for a second,
just-
but you're good.
It
just
it made like
lagged.
it must have like the wire or something must have wiggled or something. Cause like it like froze. I heard my camera do something weird and it froze. I was like, oh, it died. What
It
it
froze when I was like, oh yeah, there it
I
goes.
probably should go ahead and change the battery. What you think?
It's probably not a bad idea.
All
It's
right,
not
I'm
gonna hurt nothing.
yeah. So what y'all been busy at work?
Not really, not crazy.
I had class today,
That sucks.
and then I got a class. I'm leaving Sunday, probably morning. I got to get with Steven, but probably Sunday morning go to Sarasota, Florida
Dang.
for a class Monday and Tuesday.
What do you got to go to a class there for?
It's some I don't know what you call it, but it's some company we're tied in with that does a bunch of different trainings and stuff like that.
I gotcha.
And their hub is in Sarasota, and they do all kinds of classes all the time there.
Gotcha. That's what Monday and
Yeah.
Tuesday you said?
Yeah,
This coming up week?
Yep.
Like,
yeah. Like I'm leaving
Sunday
Sunday,
evening?
so
I heard that. How far is that?
6
6
hours. So it ain't gonna be
Oh, that's
Sunday
not-
evening when I leave.
Yeah, that's not too bad though.
No,
When you
I'm
leaving?
thinking I gotta talk to Steven. I'm thinking probably around 9 or 10. Cause I put us there between 3 and 4 if we don't stop.
Yeah, I'll say stopping's essential on car rides.
Oh, I'm going to stop.
I know all about that. I'm finally back at work. Holy cow.
Today you went back?
I went back today. I woke up to a phone call of a customer calling me asking if I was coming to their house. So that's always nice. I forgot to turn my alarms back on.
Oh my God.
I woke up at 7:45.
This joker, he had 2 weeks off of work, and then he thought he was gonna get an extra day.
Buddy, I passed out and forgot to turn my
You Snapchatted me on your couch last night, and I said, "Oh yeah, you're about to pass out."
Did,
That should have been your key right there. Yeah, let me just go ahead and set these alarms real quick.
did I respond to that? I think I
Yeah, you
responded.
responded to it. I left you on red because I was like, "There's no way this joker's not about to fall asleep."
That's crazy. I don't really remember. I don't know.
There was something on your TV and all.
Was there?
Yeah.
He was already dozing, son. He don't even know what's going on.
I didn't even remember. I don't even remember turning my TV on. Anyways, but yeah, so I'm back at work finally. So hopefully everything is gonna start getting back to the old routine, I guess you would say. So
Yeah, I swear, when you come back from vacation, sometimes you feel like you need an extra day of recuperation.
that's what
before you
I
go back to
told
work.
Mom this morning. I was like, when I got to their house finally, I said, "Dang, boy." She's like, "What?" I said, "I need a day off." She's like, "What do you mean?" I said, I'm tired. Like, I'm wore
Hey,
out.
not only that, you probably didn't finish unpacking.
No, my suitcase. No, it's not in here. I was in the floor behind me, but I had to get my sweatpants out of it. So I took it to my room like before I got on here.
Was it cold on that boat?
No.
I didn't know. I don't know what the
No,
weather is
it
over
was
there.
so when we left well, we'll get into all that in a little bit. But
Yeah, because we know like pretty much
yeah,
nothing.
I don't know anything about it. Hardly. Dude, we haven't talked. I felt like I texted y'all earlier. I was like, I missed you guys, man. It feels like I ain't talked to y'all in forever.
It does feel like a while.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. I was like, dang, dude, I ain't lying.
Buddy's getting all sappy. I was like, we missed you too.
Yeah, no joke. I was like, what the heck, man? This is crazy.
Yeah, we don't normally go that long without talking.
No. I was like, I text my wife and all, like, the whole way back and stuff. So, but I didn't talk to y'all hardly at all. So,
Yeah, it was weird because there was like when we were shooting the guns, getting everything sighted in. I got the 17 sighted in.
Shane didn't know
And
who
I
was sending Snapchats to. He's like,
Yeah, I took a picture.
I was
of it.
there and Andy was gone.
Yeah, I went
He's
to
like,
take a picture of it. I was like, dang, well, I ain't got no friends.
Yeah, I ain't got nobody send this to. Yeah.
My one friend's right here. The other one, I don't even know if he's got service, when he'll have service, or what. I'm like,
Yeah, if he's still alive, who knows?
And
Yeah.
then he just started bragging to Robbie.
Yeah.
Was he out there?
No. He just said, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Oh my
Dude, but
god!
I mean, that thing it's dialed in. I shot at 200 yards one time and hit it. And I was like, might as well just stop right there.
I heard that. Didn't even make sure it was luck or nothing.
Well, we shot at 50.
Yeah, I
for a
shot
while.
at 50. I shot it at 100. I was like, I'm gonna take one shot at 200. I had one bullet left. I was like, I'm gonna take one shot at 200. Took it. Saw the target move. Went down there just to make sure. I was like, oh yeah, it was like basically dead center too. I was like, calling her good.
I heard that, boy. About to take the head off some squirrels, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Put it in the ear hole of some pigs.
That'll work
That's
too.
what I want.
That will work too.
We'll be able to post those pictures.
Yeah, you can't post my picture. Holy cow. Not by itself, anyways. All right, guys. This is a Southern Roots podcast. We on episode 15. Last week we did a live podcast for the first time ever. I had a ton of fun doing that all together. That was pretty neat. We were also sitting around a campfire at our Thanksgiving hunt. So if you didn't check that out, man, make sure y'all go check that out on our YouTube. We got a bunch of other social media.
Yeah, we got the Facebook page. Y'all go like and follow that. We have the TikTok, which we ain't posted on TikTok. I feel like
Dude,
We have not.
He's the one that does all our TikTok
true.
stuff, and he's just been
Gone.
AFK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll be posting something here soon, so y'all be on the lookout for that. As well as the Instagram and the what's the last one?
Facebook.
No, he already
What's the
said that.
Facebook?
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube. That's the one.
Y'all make sure y'all go follow all our social medias.
Which I'm not lie, we've been slacking on posting on all of it.
We have.
Like, I normally post on the Instagram and the Facebook.
Yeah.
But it's been a freaking whirlwind.
Well, it's the holiday
Since got
season
back.
too, man. So like everybody's got stuff going on. You got Thanksgiving, or before you got Thanksgiving, people do Friendsgiving. Then you got Thanksgiving. Then you got a little bit of break, and then people start doing Christmas stuff. And it's just always something, man. Come pretty much from Halloween to New Year's is just balls to the wall.
Yeah.
I guess I can
for
say
sure.
that. Oh
I
well,
was about to.
You
All right.
can.
I can now.
If you can't, you did already.
So, but yeah, yeah. What do y'all want to start with? Y'all want to?
I say we're going to probably spend the least amount of time on this. Dude, we forgot to look at the pick'ems. See,
Oh, for sure. Who won?
yeah, we'll have to. I'm
That's
pretty sure
crazy.
I know who won.
I think I do
We
too.
literally talked about doing that.
Yeah, and we didn't.
But we'll have to look and make sure.
Yeah.
So you have to tune in next week, or either I'll post it on Facebook who won.
Yeah, and they
but
get a
it's-
free hat. And I talked to the lady. The camos are still all out of stock, so we're just gonna do regular color hats for our first order, and then we'll have to figure out a way to do the printed hats.
Yeah.
So,
but as far as the other pick'ems, it ended with me in first.
And
I think,
and me.
yeah.
Okay. I think I was up like 2 games.
I think you were up more than that. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't remember. All I saw was that it was over and I won. And I'll be honest with you, I started getting burnt out on picks. And so I was not upset that it was over.
Yeah. The last 3 weeks I was bouncing from 2 to 3. I was just trying to pick every upset that there could be.
Yeah.
I was like, if I could see them winning, I was picking them. Just because that was my only chance.
Yeah, it's about the only way you can do it. So you got you came in first with 87 and 53 win loss.
Golly, I feel like it's still bad.
I mean, I feel like it's not though. Anyways, and then I was second with 83 and 57, and then Seth was 82 and 58. So you were only a game behind.
I smoked y'all.
Yeah, you smoked us. Which we all were pretty tit for tat on our like we were all the exact same except for the Boise game. No, I picked Washington. Y'all picked Oregon. Which I was
picked South Carolina.
Huh?
No, that was last week.
No, I'm about to say South Carolina wasn't playing.
We all picked FSU? I thought one person picked Louisville.
I picked Louisville.
Yeah, that's right. So, but yeah. So there's our picks, guys. I ain't gonna lie, towards the end of the season, this starts getting to be a lot.
Especially to remember to do is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have fun with it regardless. I am sad that
I picked Louisville too. What the heck? That's crazy.
Which I am. I mean, I am upset college football season ended.
I am too.
I mean, like, okay, we'll just go ahead and get into it. So Georgia lost the SEC championship.
Yes.
And they're out in the playoffs, rightfully so. You're not going to hear any of us three say Georgia should have been in. If we wanted in, should have won. That's simple.
That's right.
So as far as I'm concerned, Georgia season's over. I could give a rip about the Orange Bowl. I feel
it wouldn't surprise me if they lose that, honestly. But
yeah,
that's a whole
neither
other
here
deal.
nor there, I guess. But as far as the playoffs go, I think the committee got it right and got it wrong at the same time.
Yeah. They definitely didn't. Like you said earlier, we talked a little bit about this before we started, but they're not consistent at all. The playoff committee has not been consistent just about like at all since they started.
Yeah.
Last year, TCU doesn't move when they lose their conference championship. Now, granted, there wasn't really nobody to put in that position. I get that. But I just don't see how you don't put FSU in, man. Like, I'm not even an FSU fan. Like, I do like that. Like, they're probably one of my favorite teams from Florida. Like, they're probably my favorite team.
My favorite team.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't really care for Miami, and I dang sure don't care for the Gators. So, FSU is you know, if I had to choose, if I had to root for somebody from Florida, it's going to be FSU.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
to see them get left out as an ACC champion is kind of insane to me.
Now, granted, it is an ACC. They are down their quarterback. I wholeheartedly believe they get absolutely smacked in the playoffs,
I
which is
do too.
why I think they got it right because we're gonna have better games now
Yeah,
for
I do
sure.
too.
And out of the 5 conference champions, I think they got the 4 best.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
it's just crazy to me that a 13-0 conference champion got left out.
It is
I
crazy.
think
Um,
I think a lot of it too is it's the last year of the 4-team playoff. They didn't want to see one without a SEC team in there.
yeah, I think they just wanted to make sure that they're gonna have good games because there's been a lot of blowouts in the playoffs,
Yeah,
and next year everything changes. It don't matter.
yeah.
Um,
Which I'm actually like
it's,
super excited for.
I
I'm
don't too.
saying,
There's gonna be a lot of blowouts, but there's gonna be I feel like more good games than what people think.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that makes bowl season worth a crap.
Yeah, because I mean I'm gonna be honest with you. Like as far as Georgia goes, they don't. It's I hate to say this because it almost sounds spoiled, but it's the same way for Bama, same way for Michigan, same way for Ohio State, and all these big name teams. It's playoff or bust. Like these
Yeah,
teams, these programs don't care about
a bowl game. They don't care making them
their
to a
bowl game.
bowl.
No,
Like,
even
yeah,
the New Year's Six, if it's not one of the 2 playoff games, they
they
don't
don't care.
care.
Yeah. What is it? The Rose
I
Bowl
mean,
and something else.
no, this
Rose Bowl
year
this
is
year is
the
in the playoffs.
Rose Bowl and what was the other one? The Cotton Bowl or something like that
Yeah.
is this year.
Because they rotate them.
Yeah, they
Oh, do they?
rotate. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because last year the Orange Bowl was one of the
Yeah, that's right. Was it last year or the year before that? I don't remember.
it
But
was
yeah,
one of the ones that
yeah,
Georgia won the
yeah,
national
because I remember
championship.
them Stetson throwing
Yeah,
oranges out of the bowl.
yeah.
Um,
So
but yeah, I
and
get it.
like as a Georgia fan, I honestly don't care about this. I mean, obviously I want Georgia to win, and I'm going to watch it,
Yeah.
but I have very low expectations. Um,
When is that? 2 weeks?
it's December 30th.
Oh, it's like right there at New Year's.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's right. I forgot.
So we'll see. I have very low expectations. I'm not way excited about it. But that's just how
I
it
seen a
rolls
thing.
sometimes.
I did see a thing where like if SF if FSU
Because that
beats
dyslexia.
Georgia, I know, right? If FSU wins against Georgia, they can do a
A UCF, I've seen that.
UCF.
They said Georgia or Florida State could do it. For one, I'm gonna be honest with you. If Georgia does that nonsense,
Yeah,
Georgia's not
I'm
going to do
not. I'm not
yeah.
claiming it.
it.
No,
Georgia's not going to do
Like
that.
as a
you
I'm
lost.
not
You're
claiming
not.
it.
First of all,
That'd be
not.
ridiculous.
You're not
You're
even undefeated.
yeah, it would be insane.
That would be nuts. But
But
yeah, so
I don't see. I feel like FSU is too proud of a program to do
I do
that.
too.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
ain't
see him
doing
doing it.
that.
I think I heard I can't remember who it was say it. Maybe Josh Pate said that he think this is going to do more good for Florida State than it is
Yeah, he did.
harm.
Oh
He
really?
actually said this is going to do more good for Florida State than if they would have actually went to the playoffs.
And
Because
got
they went to the
stomped.
playoffs, they would have got throttled.
Smacked. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um,
You see the video
the,
of Michigan players seeing the Bama made it in?
yeah,
They
that
are
was,
terrified,
and
bro.
yeah,
They
they're
were
not
not
happy.
Yeah, they was
They
not.
wanted FSU for
They
sure.
Oh
wanted the
yeah,
easy one.
yeah, for sure. They're like, oh,
Because
we're
I mean
gonna make it to the
FSU
national.
FSU's defense is good.
Yeah,
Their offense just is not it right now.
yeah,
And so if you're going to play a good defense, you'd rather not have a good offense. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I mean, Alabama, they could put up 40, or they could just go and grind it out like they did with Georgia and just beat you on the line of scrimmage and make your life miserable for 60 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So do y'all think if what's his face don't break his foot, y'all think FSU gets in?
100%.
Yes.
See, but my thing is with that, I get that a quarterback is a big part of a program's success. I get it. But you're telling me that team,
He's been out for 3 weeks.
that's what I'm saying, like, and they've still won. Like,
Yeah.
barely to
I
Florida,
Yeah,
understand it, but
Louisville.
TCU was barely winning last year. You know what I mean? Like, so, like,
Washington was barely winning this
I'm about
year.
to say Washington was barely scraping by this year. Like,
Washington's last
and
But
they've got their
games, I think.
starter.
Washington, they played a tougher schedule than
Yeah, no,
FSU.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like I don't know, I feel like there should be something for overcoming too.
Yeah, but then
You know,
also, okay, let's flip the switch here. Say it's not FSU. Say it's Clemson, and they're 13-0. No shot they keep Clemson out.
If they're playing with their backup, yeah, they're out.
I don't think so. I
it
think
depends on it. It just really
same
depends,
scenario.
man.
I think it's the exact same scenario, except it's Clemson and not FSU. I bet Clemson's in. I'd be
I
willing to
don't
put
think
money
so.
on the Clemson gets in.
Well, the thing
Honestly,
is, it's not going to matter
Yeah, it's not
anymore.
gonna matter anymore, so it doesn't
Conference
matter. This
champions
is all just
are auto in.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. But then
so
so see, like, for instance, at this point, conference championships won't matter anything for rankings.
no, they should, because I would imagine that you still get to pick. Like Michigan got to pick which uh venue they wanted to play at.
Yeah,
And
well,
so
I'm saying, like,
obviously Michigan's going to pick the Rose Bowl versus playing in like Alabama's backyard.
yeah,
Where is it? It's in Texas, right? The Cotton Bowl or something like that.
yeah,
So they're not gonna want to play Alabama
yeah.
in
A couple states
Texas.
over, yeah,
Yeah, so they're going to have to do something. Whether it's I don't know how they're doing the playoffs. I don't know if everything's going to take place at bowl games or there's going to be home games or what. But they're
what
going
I
to do
hear,
something to sweeten it for, I would imagine, for conference champions. I would hope.
well, what I hear is it's gonna be the top 12. Obviously, the top four get a bye. The bottom from 12 to 5 is a home. I mean, I guess it's not 12, but like 5, 6, 7, and 8
yeah.
all play at home for the first round of the playoffs.
Gotcha. And then
And
it's a bowl
then,
game.
yeah, that's how I'm understanding
So
it.
winning a conference championship will matter as far as for seeding is, because I'm not gonna lie. Like, say this was going on this year, right? And Georgia got in and was able to get an extra week to get healthy. I mean, that extra week to get healthy makes a difference.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
then, like, I mean, so at that point, as long as you make it to your conference championship, win or lose, you're
No, not necessarily. I mean, you had who was it that played Michigan?
Iowa, yeah,
State or whatever it was, or
Yeah.
Iowa. They,
yeah, true.
just because they made the continent, they wouldn't have been in.
Yeah.
Where's
Oklahoma
Louisville
State.
ranked?
Oklahoma State wouldn't have been in.
Louisville's
No.
10 or something like that, ain't it?
No, Louisville was 15.
So they probably would have went in if they would have won.
If they would have won, yeah, but just them being in the thing, they wouldn't have got in.
Yeah,
So there's still something to play for. Now, granted, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it still means as much as it does right now, because it doesn't.
yeah.
But it should still matter.
So, yeah. Well, guess what?
So that's
It's
our take on the
all
college football season.
speculation at
So,
this point.
Who are y'all rooting for
For what?
to win the national championship?
Washington.
Washington? I'd probably go
When
Texas.
will they ever win it again? You know,
That is true.
I feel
I'm
like
probably
Texas
gonna
is
go
going to win it in the
Texas.
next 5 years. I feel like they're going to win one at least in the next 5 years. I feel like Michigan.
You know,
will probably do the
Washington's
same
already
thing.
been in the college football playoffs?
Yeah, the first one ever.
I didn't know that.
I do think Bama, of course, though, we're going to win one here. Probably win this one.
Bama's,
Honestly.
everybody who says Bama's dynasty is over, y'all are insane, by the way. Like, are they as good as they used to be?
That dynasty's not going to be over till
Nick Saban
Saban's
leaves.
gone.
Yeah.
Now, is it on a? I do feel like it's not as strong as it was.
Yes.
But
they're
It's hard
still.
whenever you got other teams taking your players
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
that you recruit.
yeah. There's no, like, next man. Like, you don't have a sit around and wait type thing anymore. You're not sitting there with guys for 3 years starting.
Bama does better at that than
Yeah.
most schools.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
But the schools that do good at it you could tell. I mean, they're the ones that are
you're gonna have
contenders.
your, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State even to an extent. Georgia, they'll sit there and wait their turn at Georgia. I mean, like you're just not. But that's not happening everywhere, and you can tell.
No,
I
it's
mean,
not
you
happening
can
everywhere.
very easily tell.
Well, I mean, which we say Ohio State, their freaking starting quarterback just entered the transfer portal.
That is wild to me too. Like you're
Which
not
I mean,
like
they just had a bunch of people enter the transfer portal. I don't know what's going on over there, but I love to see it.
this man has some serious dislike for Ohio
I
State.
do not like Ohio State. But so I have a hard time. I wouldn't be upset if Washington won. I would prefer Texas, and strictly because I'm always for whatever makes the dogs look better. It just makes it so much sweeter to say Georgia got put out by
The national championship.
national
Yeah.
champions.
Yeah.
So,
So
but
like
I'm not gonna lie,
Oregon's not even an option.
it
Like,
is hard for me to
Or
root for
Oregon's
them.
not in. Never mind.
It is hard for me to root for them. Like if Texas and Alabama end up playing national championship, which is what I think is going to end up happening, I think that's going to be one of the few games I can watch and not really care for that, like what the outcome is. I'll be happy either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it don't really matter to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
But now, like if Michigan, the only team I really don't want to win at all is
It's
Michigan. Yeah, I don't want them to win at all.
bunch of cheaters. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I hope Alabama goes in there and curb stomps them. And if Alabama doesn't, I hope whoever they do play curb stomps them in the national championship.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know that they get past Alabama. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know they do that. I think Alabama probably wins it.
I thought whoever won the SEC championship, if they put Alabama in, and because we lost, I felt like whoever was going into
the national championship, Georgia Bama.
There's a lot
That's
of
what
people
I'm
that
saying.
said that the national championship was played.
Yeah.
Last Saturday in Atlanta.
Yeah, I do believe whoever won, and I believe I'll just say this: I believe whoever won this past Saturday in Atlanta was more than likely going to end up being the national champion.
So one thing I didn't know is Nick Saban has only lost one SEC championship game ever, including his time at LSU
in 2008
against Florida.
Oh my god!
And also, he has never lost at Mercedes-Benz. He's now 8. He's now.
Oh,
he's now 8.
They didn't make it. That's
He's
not
now
who he
8-0.
played last year. Who do we?
He's now 8. Played LSU.
That's right. Yeah.
Nick Saban's now 8-0 at Mercedes-Benz and 14-1 in the SEC championships.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. I was telling Seth the other day, like I'm ready for him to retire, just for the simple fact of I'm tired of him beating our tail.
Right.
But
he's like Steve Spurrier, man. Golly.
Yeah, except for I couldn't stand Steve Spurrier.
Yeah.
I enjoy listening to Nick Saban, watching Nick Saban. Like when he talks, I listen.
Oh yeah.
That Joker. I mean, he just.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
We may not ever see, like, don't get me wrong, I think Kirby's a great coach, and I think he's going to give it a run, but I don't think in our lifetime, we'll ever see a coach do what Nick Saban's done.
I agree.
Yeah, he's definitely one of a kind.
He's built different.
Yeah, he's built different.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's our college football recap.
I guess we're done talking about college football to the playoffs.
That's
I'm
crazy,
not talking about
right?
these bowl games, bro.
I ain't worried about that.
Let's get into your fishing trip there, homie.
Yeah, I went on a yellowfin tuna charter out of Port Aransas, Texas, which those of you don't know is a long way away from my house.
How far of a drive is that?
Just from my house to the marina was 17 and a half hours.
Hey.
But we had to go to Florida, or Jacksonville, which is about 2.5 hours.
Yep.
In the wrong direction.
Yes.
and then go.
Why?
Because they had who we went with, my dad's cousin Randy and his buddy James they had like more stuff than they could fit in a truck to come up here.
Good God.
Get a trailer.
We pulled my trailer.
Yeah, but why don't they get a trailer to y'all's house?
Why
do y'all have to go out of y'all's way?
Look, I don't know.
The wrong way. If it wasn't the wrong way, that'd be one thing, but that's crazy.
I don't know what to tell you.
But it
I don't
happened.
know. I
I
don't know
wasn't.
that. I don't. I,
I wasn't a part of that decision. That was
you're a better
dad.
man than
That was
me.
dad. That was dad and Randy.
Okay,
So
well, your dad's a better man than me. I'm like, no, motherfucker, y'all go get a trailer. I don't care if you rent a U-Haul, and
yeah,
you come 2.5 hours this way, and then we'll start the 17-hour drive.
yeah.
I'm not going 2.5 hours the wrong way and making a 19.5 hour drive.
So I spent 3 days in the vehicle.
Yeah,
No.
bro, ain't no
So
way.
Tuesday, so I went to work Tuesday morning, got done at like 9 o'clock, headed to Jacksonville about lunchtime, got to Jacksonville, stayed there, woke up at like 4:30 Wednesday morning, drove all the way to my cousin's house, Billy, in Beaumont, Texas, which is just inside of Texas, like 30 minutes inside the Texas-Louisiana line. Stayed there that night, woke up. I actually slept till about 8:30 that day. Or no, it was about 8. And got in a truck and drove
So
another 5.5 hours from there.
that's what I was about to ask you. How far was that drive from Jacksonville to your cousin's?
11.5 hours.
Golly.
And it's a time change
Dude,
too. An hour time difference. Yeah. That sucked. Buddy, we was down there almost near Mexico. Almost in Mexico. We'd have went much further. They wouldn't let Dad come back.
they may not let you come back, apparently.
Yeah, I know.
You already had that issue once.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? I forgot about that. Anyways, well yeah, so we went down there, man. Also, I did record a bunch of this trip. You know, some travel stuff, some obviously, hanging around and all that.
We got a
So
bunch of footage to go through.
yeah,
We should
so
have some videos coming out, but it's going to take us a while.
yeah, I'm thinking a couple weeks for sure for at least the first one. But so there will be a YouTube video on this trip. If you want to check it out, just make sure you keep the lookout on our YouTube page, which will keep y'all updated through the podcast and Facebook and all that. But so
Which we're gonna put the Thanksgiving ones out first, right?
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So we got down there Thursday night. You're allowed to stay on the boat. It's a 77-foot catamaran.
Good Lord.
It's a big old boat, dude.
Yeah.
We get there about 3:30, 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon. You can get on the boat at 6. We wasn't aware of that, so we got there a little early. And we once we got there, we kind of got unloaded the truck and trailer and all that. You load your coolers and fishing poles and all this, that, and the other. No way this battery died already.
No, it didn't
You're
die.
good. You're good.
Why did it keep doing that?
Quit freaking out.
Jesus.
Oh my God. He freaks out so soon.
He's just
my
knows
80
it's gonna happen.
my ADHD, bro.
It's because he's dyslexic.
Anyways, we get to the boat, we unload the truck and stuff, and it's all sitting out. We go get some. There's like all kind of like restaurants and stuff right there in the marina. So we eventually they let us on the boat about 6 o'clock. The guy, one of the deckhands is there. He lets us on. We load up. We pick our beds. It's got like when you walk on the boat on the side we came on, you walk in the boat and to the left is like on one side is like 2 stacks of 3, and then on the outside wall is like there's 3 stacks of 3 of bunk beds. You have one on the floor, one in the middle, and then one in the like top bunk, I guess you would say. It's about 2 foot from the ceiling. And then on the other side there's 3 stacks of 3. And then that's all on the left hand side. And then on the right hand side of the boat, you get in there and you have like a galley, little kitchen area, and then there's some bathrooms and stuff and a shower and all that on there too. So, and obviously in the back of the boat you have like a big boxes and stuff they keep full of ice and all that stuff for your fish boxes and all. So, anyways, we're allowed to sleep on the boat Thursday night, they recommend staying up as late as you can because it's an 8 or 9 hour boat ride to where we go. Um, so we get, yeah, it's a long haul, dude. So we get on, the captains show up about 3:30 Friday morning. We get, and it's like a little meeting thing. They're, going over safety stuff, blah, blah, blah. If you have to go out of the boat or out of the galley to get your life jacket, that means you can't go back in the galley. It's like, duh, I ain't going back in the freaking galley if I got to put my life jacket on. That means crap's hitting the fan. Uh, but we go through that, and he's like, guys, which I don't know, do y'all know much about like C's and stuff like that? When if somebody says the C's or something at so many seconds, yeah,
No.
y'all have any
No.
idea? Okay, so usually you want, obviously the longer the second is, like the seconds are, the better it is, right? Depending
Yeah.
on how big your boat is and stuff like that. So he's like, they're 8-foot C's at 8 seconds, which means, so you have at 1 you have an 8-foot wave, right? And
Okay.
then at 8 seconds you have what's probably going to be closer to like a bigger than 8-foot wave, probably closer to like 10 to 12-foot wave, and then like, cause so there's at every 8 seconds there's like, it's kind of combining two waves, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
So in other words, 8 foot at 8 seconds is no joke. So he's like, it's gonna be rough out there. So we get, going, and it's pretty bad. The first night was kind of hard for me to, or at first, technically it was morning. We leave about 4 o'clock, Friday morning, and I'm like, at first, we're in the little, I don't know, bunk room, I guess you want to call it, and they, you're boom, boom, you're hitting waves, and then eventually you just lay there long enough, I fell asleep. I actually slept. I didn't sleep all that great the first night, but every night after that, or every time I laid down after that, I slept like a rock. But so we actually didn't go all the way out for the 8 hour ride. We stopped about 5.5 hours out, and that's where we did some bottom fishing for some swordfish, which was pretty sweet. I caught one of those and a pomfret. Not sure what kind of fish that is, but I got it in the freezer, so that's all that matters.
How
And
deep's that water?
there it was 1,400 foot deep.
Y'all were bottom fishing?
Yeah,
There's no way.
buddy.
What?
Yeah, they
I didn't know
dropped.
that was possible.
Yeah,
That's
How big are them
crazy.
reels, bro?
dude, they were big. They were
Holy.
massive. Like, you ever seen
Oh
those?
my
You ever
God.
seen like wicked tuna?
Yeah, it's
You
like
know how
that.
like those reels are like ginormous? Is those exact ones pretty much. They
Holy
just
cow.
friggin' long way down, but it takes like 30 seconds for the wait for it to get to the bottom.
Ought to be longer than that.
Yeah, I thought about
Well, they
5
put
minutes.
they put like this huge weight
Put a
about,
5-pound dumbbell on there.
but then listen, so they put like this, they put like they had like the hook where the bait was, and they call it a ditch weight. So, and it's got a little hook on it, and it's just like 3 pieces of like 3-foot rebar that they cut and taped together and taped the hook to, and hooked it on the bottom of the hook, so it was like hanging off the hook with the bait. And then they let it down and then hooked a weight on it about 15 to 20 yards up the line from the actual bait.
15 to 20 yards.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then just sent that jugger. So they had like 3 pieces of rebar on. They probably had like a 8-foot piece of rebar attached to the bottom of each of it, just cut. They call it a ditch weight. So when it hits the ground, when it hits the bottom, that hook falls off your hook, and then hence the ditch, because it ditches the thing. But so that was pretty cool. That was pretty neat to do. We did some troll fishing later on in the trip. During the day is when you do like your trolling, you're bottom fishing and stuff like that. That's the only time we did bottom fishing though, was that first spot. Every other time after that was too deep. You can't. There is no bottom. Like, I mean, there's a
I
bottom,
would
but
I would
they.
have guessed that 1,400 foot would have been too deep. So you already blew my mind.
Yeah. So
I like when you said bottom fishing, I was like, okay, he's probably a couple 100 feet.
no, buddy, it
I
was.
was only off by 1,200 feet.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a long.
good God,
It was a long way
that's
down there.
crazy.
So we finally get to one of the. So we did some at night. Your peak fishing for yellowfin is usually anywhere from about midnight to about 4 a.m. is when you do most of your like real deal fishing time. So you do a couple moving back and forth from spots and stuff like that, and everything's probably a couple hours apart. So they recommended that if the boat's moving, go lay down, sleep while you can, because when the boats stop, we're fishing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so we wound up at one. We went to a couple different things. So we went to a drill ship, which is like the thing that drills down into the ground for oil, like for an oil rig.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a massive boat that's just got the drill thing through the middle of it, and it goes to the bottom somehow. Not really sure how that works. So we did those. We fished at a couple of those. We fished at a drill rig, which is like, have y'all ever seen the movie Deepwater Horizon?
No.
No,
Okay, so the in the Gulf, the BP rig that blew up and dumped all that oil into the ocean.
someone that was watching the penguins.
No.
I don't know.
Or you don't remember the big thing with the BP drill?
I just remember Don making a bunch of videos of them
No.
watching penguins.
First of all, there ain't no
From
penguins in the
oil.
Gulf.
But I don't know. I mean,
Okay,
I'm just mind screwed right now with the whole you can fish on the bottom at 14. So I don't know what's possible.
Yeah. So okay.
Is that where they found the penguins?
Oh
No, where they
my-
were watching the penguins.
Whatever you said.
Oh my God.
Y'all know what commercial I'm
I
talking
know what you're talking
bro.
about. Yes, but there's no penguins in the Gulf. I will tell you that. Like, it's not cold
God.
enough. But anyway, so they have like a drill rig, which is different from a drill ship. Not really sure what the difference is, but these drill ships are like, they drive them out there and they're just set. Like that's where they're gonna be. Like there's helicopter pads on these things and all, like massive helicopter pads. But so we did some trolling around some of
How are
those.
they set there?
Huh?
How deep is it there?
I have no idea. I didn't ask. I would
How do they
assume,
set it there?
I-
It just floats there?
buddy. I don't know. I mean, the ship floats, yeah. And they said the drill rig, like you can drive it too. So like they went out one weekend and it wasn't there. The next weekend they went out, there was a whole rig out there just in the ocean,
That's wild.
180 miles offshore.
That's so wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean it blow, and the size of these things are like, I mean you've heard of like an oil rig and stuff like that out in the
Yeah.
ocean. These things are huge, bro. Like, I mean, looks like a friggin' city in the middle of the ocean. Like you can see it for like an
A
hour,
long
like
ways?
an hour. You can see this thing just glowing. It looks like the friggin' sun.
That's
Good.
crazy.
And you finally get to it. There was one we went to. It's called Perdido. I'm not sure if it's the biggest. I know it's the biggest in the Gulf. My cousin said he's not sure if it's the biggest in the Gulf or in the world. But it's 9,700 foot deep is what the
Yeah, it's what?
yeah, it's 9,700 feet deep at that oil rig.
Jesus.
Is what I was told by the captain of the boat. And it's called Perdido, which stands for the lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, anything that goes over there.
Because I asked him,
that deep.
I said, so do we do any, other type of fishing once we get out there? He's like, no, it's topwater fishing. Like, there's no
Well, what's considered top water fishing?
topwater fishing, like bass fishing. Like,
Oh, so that's actual top water. Okay.
Yeah, dude. So
I didn't know if top water fish was
yeah,
200 feet
no,
in the ocean.
no,
I mean,
top water. Like your lure, I could see our lure on the water. Like, and when these yellowfin come, dude, they call them blow up. So like
oh, so they hit it kind of like bass.
they hit it just like a bass.
Oh wow,
But it's
that's a big old fish,
buddy. It's 115-pound fish coming full on out of the water, hitting your lure, and you're just like, just like hanging on, buddy. Like that mug is ginormous. Which I sent y'all some pictures of it already. So, but we'll throw some pictures up on Facebook and Instagram and stuff of it. But these fish are, I mean, I'm 6 foot, 240 pounds, 30 pounds, somewhere around there. And I also do tree work for a living. I picked up some heavy stuff like pretty regularly. That son of a gun right there, I can tell you this.
Solid.
Them suckers are solid, dog. Like that pig I picked up.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet it weighs more than that pig. Let's just put it like this. I put two fish in the to get cleaned, and they you have to pay like by weight to get it cleaned, like so many cents a pound. And it was like 200 and like 40 or 50 something pounds. 220. It was over 200 pounds. It was 2 fish.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Them things were, I mean, I mean, y'all seen the pictures, but I was holding that fish, and the fork of the tail is like right under my chin, and that jerker's touching the ground. Like, I mean, they are massive fish. And incredible to fight. Like, them things whoop your tail for a solid, I think the quickest one was 30 minutes. The quickest one. And we caught.
How many did y'all catch?
As a boat, I think we caught 38. 30 something. Hold on. The guy I went with that like put it together, my cousin and his buddy, he put a thing on of the total we caught, which was 34. We caught 34 yellowfin, 120 blackfin, couple rainbow runners, and a pomfret and a swordfish. And a white marlin. We caught a white marlin, but we let it go. We released it.
So, what you said his fights last by on average an hour?
Pretty close.
So that's around about 34 hours of fighting just those fish alone.
Yeah. Which now, like blackfin, no fight at all.
Yeah.
You know
I'm talking about just those fish alone.
Yeah.
On a 56, you said it's 56-hour charter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all spent roughly 34 of those hours fighting those fish. That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah. I would be willing to bet pretty close. Obviously, you're going to have a couple that are,
longer,
shorter, and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at one point, I'm pretty sure I have footage of like, we're hooked up with 4 of these things at one time. Just like,
What was the longest fight?
Going nuts. I'm not 100% sure. I think one of them was like almost 2 hours.
I could imagine fighting a fish for 2 hours.
So, okay, but they have deckhand, obviously. So, the boat there was 2, 5, 7. So, there were 7 crew on the boat. So you had 2 captains. That boat was running from the time we left the dock to the time we got back. Somebody was driving the boat. And then you had 5 deckhands. You had 4 deckhands and a first mate. So, and those guys, I say guys, I mean, they're, it's going to sound crazy to say like this, but they're practically kids. I mean, the oldest one was 21. And the rest of them were like just out of high school. Like, so they were all young, I mean, they're adults, but they're younger, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them probably still live with their parent, you know what I mean? But I didn't, ask all that kind of stuff. But, they them boys right there are good at what they do. I can tell you that. There was several times I was like, oh, we're about to lose both of these fish because they would like you get on the front corners and they just circle. Once you start getting close to the top, they just make big circles, I mean massive circles, and they would do, and they would start to get, and they would like get close, and there'd be times like they would cross, and you'd have to decide to either swap or like swap sides, you know, my reel goes over yours or, you know, whatever. And I mean, all the ones that I was like, oh, we're for sure about to lose this fish, didn't lose any of those. We lost 11 fish. And still total. Yellowfins. We lost 11 yellowfins. So which is insane, right? Because like if we would have
would have been 45.
Yeah.
Right?
So the limit
That's
is
crazy.
3 per person. You can keep 3 per person. And that's a lot of meat. I'm here to tell
That's
you.
a lot.
I finally finished mine, like cutting it up into steaks and, you know, putting it in vacuum sealed bags and all that. And it's, I want to say it was like it's between 110, 120 pounds of clean.
We're gonna have a heck of a wild game dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude, I ain't gonna lie. I thought about selling some of that stuff. Yellowfin's expensive, bro. Publix, you can buy yellowfin in Publix for $37 a pound.
Really?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm thinking about selling it for like $20 a pound.
We'll have to talk about that after. I don't know how legal any of that is.
I feel like it can't be illegal, right? Anyways, let's move on from this. So, but
Just
yeah,
in case it's illegal, he's joking.
yeah, I am gonna give a lot of it away for sure, but because there's no way I'm gonna eat all that fish. I mean, it's just not possible.
You know, even the people like fish a lot there's only so much fish.
Yeah, you can only eat. I could literally probably sit there and eat fish every single day for the next 6 months. I'd be willing to bet.
I'm not eating that much fish.
I'm not
That's
either.
Crazy.
You can only cook tuna so many ways too. Like it's not like so. But
You swear it's different. I mean, I'm
telling
gonna have
you,
to
it
give
is
a
different.
try
It's this tuna is
I-
not like tuna, like from Subway or anything you get from like. If it comes in a can, it's not tasting like this tuna. I promise. If you haven't had fresh tuna.
I have not had fresh tuna.
Okay,
The only tuna I've had even just the thought of like a
So you
tuna
won't eat
sandwich-
like a tuna sandwich at all?
No, just the thought of it. Just
Seth, will
don't.
you?
No.
Yeah. So I'll eat a tuna sandwich, but this
Like, I know
tuna
somebody eats
is
a tuna sandwich all the time, and it stinks up the entire room.
it's bad. Like so like it doesn't. I didn't have any smell like hardly at all. Mom's had a cooler of this tuna in her house for the past 2 days.
I would have never guessed that. Like honestly, God, I'm not gonna go that far. I wouldn't be as excited to go on a tuna charter. Like, no, if you would have told me this like 2 weeks ago, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, cool, I'll go." But like, I would have been stoked about it. It's like I don't want to eat this fish.
Yeah,
Like, I'm just gonna give this away.
yeah,
But the only tuna I've ever had is like
yeah. It's not
out of a
the
can.
same. And yellowfin tuna is supposedly like the best
Cream of the
tuna.
crop.
Yeah, like the best tuna. So you got like
yeah, I don't know.
It's
I
like
don't
you
know
have
anything
blackfin
about-
tuna, which is the small
Okay.
ones, and those are good for like eating, like just slicing that mug and eating it straight raw. And then
What?
yeah, it's tuna. I mean, it's just sushi is all it is, or they call it something else, but it's just
Oh,
sushi. You know what I mean?
I
and
eat
then
cooked sushi.
and then yeah,
Where?
and then you have like
gotta be deep
yellowfin.
fried.
Yellowfin is really good. Deep fried sushi. I don't think it's called sushi at that point anymore.
Dude,
It's
you know what I'm
it's
talking
called.
about.
I know what you're talking about. But
Yeah, that's what I'll
Yeah.
tear that up. That's sushi in my
He
book.
just likes fried stuff wrapped in rice.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you have like bluefin tuna is like your more um commercial stuff. Like that's probably gonna be more of your like tuna in a can, stuff like that.
Okay. So I'm totally ignorant to anything like deep sea fishing wise.
Me too.
I had no idea there was a bunch of different types of tuna. I
Yeah,
thought tuna was tuna.
yeah.
I
No,
thought you
so
just went out there and catch tuna, stick it in a can, it stinks and tastes disgusting.
no, that is not the case. There's definitely different species of all of them, but yeah. So like we went out to that one spot and it was called Perdido. It's like almost 10,000 feet deep. That's literally hard to fathom, like to me. Like
Yeah.
Oh, and I think you texted me at one point something like where maybe it was the first spot you're going was like 8,000 feet,
yeah,
like 8,600 feet. I was like, that's
Wild.
yeah. Could you imagine 8,600 feet? Like that just puts into perspective how much of the ocean we don't actually know.
oh for
Oh, yeah.
sure, bro. That's why
That's
somebody's like, "You want to
crazy.
get in the water?" I said, "No." They're like, "Why?"
Dude,
What?
there's
I
stuff
said-
swimming around bigger than the boat you were on.
For sure, 100%. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I
And that's the thing.
know.
Like that's the thing, man. I'm not scared of like pretty much just about anything, right? Like
Especially
I'll
anything that's like alive.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
the ocean, buddy. I'm not playing
I'm
with
out
the
on
ocean.
that.
there's
You know what I
some
mean? Like,
there's some freaky things in the
buddy,
ocean,
there's
dude.
so
I don't
you're-
watch Animal Planet. I done seen some freaky things in the ocean.
Yeah, it was definitely a trip to remember for sure.
The
I had a
ocean
good
killed
time.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, the man lived in the ocean, legit, just about.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it was for sure a trip that I'll remember forever. I actually probably wouldn't mind doing it again. I had a awesome time. It was a lot of fun. I can tell you the worst part about the trip was the drive
yeah.
In the vehicle or
That-
in the boat?
in the
Or
vehicle.
both?
The boat
I think
didn't
I'd have to
bother.
fly.
Yeah, especially when my flying situation is the way it is. Definitely should have flown.
I don't know how
Uh,
you get all your stuff there though.
I didn't even
Because
bring
that would be an
anything.
issue.
That's the thing. I brought clothes and the cameras and stuff. That was it. I didn't bring no fishing poles or nothing. They brought all that stuff. Dad brought fishing poles and Randy.
Okay, but
and
if your dad wasn't going, then what? Then what do you do?
you can get hard cases and like do them like a check bag.
I don't know much about flying, dude.
This dude there was one guy
What?
that come from Hawaii. It was on that trip. So
How do you take anything home? Yeah, and he lives in the ocean.
I don't know, bro. I don't want to tell you.
I just feel like there was somewhere a whole lot closer you could have went and done the same thing.
Well, it was so the idea was everybody that was there was invited by either my
So
cousin. Yeah, so it was so they do
it
that
was a
boat
group
does
thing, an actual group
so
thing.
that boat
Okay.
does a open charter where
Just randos. can go.
random people just show up and they're all on a boat together. Like what happened last year with my cousin and his buddy Nate. That's how they got on the boat. It was just a random, hey, let's go on this charter. And it was just a boat full of random people. Well, you can book a private charter and you just have to have X
I
amount
don't
of
know
people.
about being out on a boat in the middle of the ocean with a bunch of people I don't know.
I know. But
Like I know that you didn't know everybody there, but you knew people that knew those.
yeah.
people.
I mean,
You
even
talking about just total strangers. Like, what if you end up with like a Jeffrey Dahmer? You're out in the middle of the ocean, buddy.
well, the good thing is,
You getting cooked up.
no. But yeah,
Dude, bro.
it was a ton of fun though. I had a good time, but it was next time even Dad and Randy all said they'll go again. They ain't driving again. That's a long ride, dude. The longest part was it wasn't that bad on the way there. It was way
I
worse on the
guarantee
way
that,
back.
right? Yeah, because I like
Ready
me.
to
I
go
even told
home.
y'all at the Thanksgiving hunt, like y'all were like, "Hey, maybe we could do this." Like, no, once that morning hits and it's time to go home, I cannot want to leave the entire time. But once I wake up the morning it's time to go home, I'm ready to be home then.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
no
you
travel
wish you
time or
could wake
nothing.
up
Yeah,
and home.
I wish I could just wiggle my nose and be there.
Yeah, and it takes forever for them to clean those fish too, bro. Which I mean, granted, there's what I say, 34,
Yeah.
100 plus pound tuna fish they got to clean, plus another 100, and they do it like you stick them in. Like my 2 fish were in a friggin' trash can, like one of those big shop cans,
Yeah.
like that's in my shop out there.
Yep.
It was in that. That was all that fit in there.
That's crazy.
So, but yeah, it was pretty interesting. So if you know me personally, and you have my number, and you would like to try some yellowfin, hit me up. I might know a guy.
I'll shoot you a text after this podcast.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
See if I can get up with you.
Yeah. Y'all.
Yeah.
I did get this sick hat too, though. Look at that.
Yeah, it is a good looking hat.
That mug's nice.
It'd be way cooler if it said TSR on it.
We're working on it.
I made that leather
He
patch.
wanted
I
that
ain't gonna lie.
camo.
Huh?
We wanted it in camo.
That patch.
I like this
This
patch too.
looks good. Yeah,
That patch is
looks
nice.
good.
Yeah. And the cool thing about this hat, like this is the mossy oak one, and it's like I don't know, it feels different than the.
It probably feels like my bag that I have.
It's almost feels like a duck
canvas?
bag. Yeah.
Yeah, like a canvas.
Versus like that one that I got from you just feels like a normal hat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this one feels like canvas. Like it feels cool. So, but
So
yeah.
basically, the moral of it all is we have a bunch of editing to do between
Yeah.
Tuckahoe hunt
Yeah.
or the Thanksgiving hunt and
This
your fishing trip.
This fishing trip, man.
Hi, and Warzone comes out tomorrow.
Does it?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh no.
So much to do. And it's Christmas time. So Warzone comes out tomorrow. We got hours of footage to go through and put together.
Buddy, I got
Christmas.
Yeah.
It may be, honestly, God, it may be the new year before we get our first video out.
I don't think it's that long.
We'll see.
I think what's today? I think we should be able to get at least one video out within 2 weeks. What is that? A week next, let's see. I'd be willing to bet by the 15th we could probably have a video up. 22nd at the latest.
Out of 15th?
Yeah, that's a whole week and a half from now. We'll see.
You're right.
We'll see. We got a bunch of edit. I know we got a bunch of editing to do. A bunch. I got so much footage from this friggin' tuna trip that I was having to go back and like delete stuff off my phone. I was running out of storage.
On your phone?
Yeah, so my camera, dude, I walked out of the boat I woke up that first morning. Walk out and it's just getting sprayed with salt water. I was like, no, it's gonna be a phone and GoPro.
Yeah. That's probably why your camera's freaking out.
I don't know what it's doing. It just did it again too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I almost freaked out, but I was like, I'm gonna give it a second. Oh man, but yeah, I had a blast. These past 2 weeks have been a lot. I'm ready for nothing to go on for a little bit. Oh, so are we supposed to talk about anything else tonight?
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Okay, I hope so because we're at over an hour at this point.
Yeah, we are.
So I didn't
Let's
remember.
wrap her up.
Never mind. All right, guys, this has been the Southern Roots Podcast. We have recapped a fun 2 weeks. There have been some ups and downs this past weekend for sure. But in all, we have enjoyed watching college football. Unfortunately, it's pretty much come to an end. But now it's just on to the next thing. So if you was just sticking around for the podcast for the college football stuff, I'm sorry because it really wasn't a whole lot of college football, but it's gonna be a whole lot less of it now. But make sure if you enjoyed the podcast to like and share and follow on all of our social media, which we got a ton of.
Yep. the Facebook page, the TikTok, the YouTube channel, the Instagram. Like, follow, comment, all of it. I think that's all of the. Yeah, that's all of them.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate the interaction.
Yeah. Be looking out for all the posts on Instagram and Facebook for our videos that we're getting ready to put together, and also keep track with it through the podcast. We'll make sure we keep everybody updated on all this stuff. And we're getting ready to put a hat order in. So if you want a hat, make sure you get with us. If not, you have to catch it on the next time. With that being said, guys, this has been the Southern Roots Podcast. I'm Andy.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Shane. Remember, always keep those Southern roots.